See, this right here is the part they don't tell you about. That registration. And that's subject to change. That thing can go up every year. You feel me? But right now, I just had to pay $1,800 in registration just to get the license plate, title. You feel me? The whole kit and caboodle on there. So it really do. It really do cost to be the boss. You feel what I'm saying? Where they don't really tell you about all that. They really don't. But in order to have a successful trucking business, you really want to do everything you possibly can do by the book. You feel me? Now at the same time, you gotta have some finesse in this shit, bro. It's what I'm learning. You feel me? You gotta have some finesse between the insurance, if the taxes, all that comes pretty much later down the line. But for the initial start, bro, it's way more than just buying a box truck. You feel me? Or any type of truck, dump truck or whatever. It's way more than that. But when you moving commercial freight, people don't tell you all that really go into it. It's way more than just purchasing a truck. Getting the truck is the easy part. You feel me? That's just you got to run your bank up. You run your paper up, getting the truck, finding a truck, that's not the hard part. But it costs money. You got to have money. People ask me like, oh, how much you spend on the truck? I had a plan with this. So I knew I didn't want to spend more than 30 grand on a truck. If I can keep that joint between 15 to 20, no more than 25, I was going to be good, because after that, you still got to pay insurance. Insurance would be the main killer when a lot of people start a box truck. And I'm not speaking as an expert. I'm speaking as somebody who's really going through it. At the first initial A to C, A to Z, 1 all the way to 100 steps. You feel what I'm saying? Of what I've just learned just now, of getting in day by day, just learning something new about it. You feel me? Insurance, just for example, because I don't have the best license. So I got some violations. I've been driving a semi truck for 3 years. So I got a couple violations, bro. $30,000 a year. You feel me? Now, there's some finesse with that. There's some finesse that you can do different things to put on there to try to get that thing lower. But right now, for me, I just had to put $4,600 on insurance, down payment, $2,600 a month, $30,000 a year. And I ain't even really put the, you know what I'm saying, on there. This was just one of the finesse moves that I played, and just to get it lower, to get my MC to cook. But it's a lot to go with this shit, bro. Just for example, with today, with the registration, your addresses got to match. They don't want to see different addresses on there, even though for a blanket of security, you might want to have a different address than what your business is really registered under, because if somebody come after you, you don't want them coming after you and taking everything you got. But for them, for the insurance companies, they want to see, okay, where you parking that truck up? You know what I mean? where is that truck going to be at? Because if they feel as though it's not going to be there, they not going to fuck with you. So all that is what I'm learning, bro. $4,600 down on insurance. Not even including, you could add it in there, 15 grand for the truck, $2,600 a month for the insurance, $1,800 that I just had to drop down just to get this joint registered, to get the plate and all that. You feel what I'm saying? And then that's not even still counting all the other steps that come afterwards. So my advice to you, if you really want to get in this game, bro, the same way you go, but when you get your CDL, be prepared. The same way you got to be prepared when you get on that road. Be prepared for the mental. But this is a whole nother level. You feel me? This is owner-operator type ball game. This is boss mentality that you got to have. You got to have your paper right. You got to run up a bag. And you really, really do want to get somebody that mentor you all the way through. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff, yeah, I've been able to call different homies, like my man Bottom Line, my man AAA, a couple people I can correspond with to help me navigate through it. But a lot of it, bro, I had to go through the mud. I had to figure this shit out on my own. You feel what I'm saying? Trial and error. So some expenses for me was necessary because I wanted this shit done right. You feel what I'm saying? I wanted that thing done right. And I didn't want to play no games with these people, because the last thing you want to do is fuck up your credibility early in the game, having faulty insurance, having some other shit that don't line up or match up right. You feel what I'm saying? So as important it is to know what you're doing, it's even more important if you don't know get around them circles and rub elbows with people that can help guide you. I was fortunate enough to have some thorough, solid people to help guide me, but they weren't able to give me all the information that I would need or have the same similar story that I'm going through right now. Everybody's journey gonna be different. It's somewhat the same, but it's gonna be different depending on what you pay. You gotta pay what you weigh. You feel what I'm saying? In this game, to get into trucking and hold this shit down, you gotta come correct, bro. You gonna have to pay some money. You feel me? I ain't even put the truck out on the road yet. I've already spent thousands and thousands of dollars just to get this thing right, but I got it right. You feel me? I'm following the blueprint to make sure all my shit is in order, because if not, it's gonna cost me in down the road, which I don't want. And I know if I do it right in the beginning, the return is gonna be there. You feel me? The return is gonna be there. So have your paper right, have your shit together, and be ready to spend some money, yo. But have some finesse. You gotta have some finesse. That's how they do it. That's how these rich people do it, bro. They not always going by every step of the book. Nah, they figuring out different loopholes and potholes and different ways they can jump in and jump out and finesse the game to get ahead, bro. That's what I can say. That's my honest, best opinion and best advice I can give for you is have your paper right, run your fucking bag up, because you gonna need it. You feel what I'm saying? And just put that grind in, bro. Stay focused and get around people who have similar experiences, that know enough about the game to try to help you avoid some of them pitfalls and them roadblocks. But a lot of that shit gonna fall on your shoulders. You gotta make sure you're ready. You gotta make sure you're ready. But I know the risk is worth the reward. You feel me? I've been a risk taker my whole life. I done risked my freedom for a lot less. So if I gotta put up some couple of thousands and do what I gotta do to get ahead, that's just what I gotta do, man. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide me through this journey. And I hope for y'all to have the same success. You feel me? Hopefully I had the same success as some of my my brethren that are in the game. But I'm learning a lot as it comes, man. So inshallah, y'all be safe. Yard out.